Hi everybody and welcome back to another reading. In today's reading, we're looking at what you need to hear now in your journey. So hopefully if you're dealing with some indecision or lack of clarity, we are going to be able to clear it out for you. For this reading, I have prepared 3 different pre-shuffled oracle piles. So let's go through them one by one. For pile number 1, we have Moon Rising with Truth. For pile number 2, we have Yin Moon, Accept Help. And for pile number 3, we have Blood Moon with Courage. So please make your selection based on your intuition and I'll see you in your reading. Bye! Hi everyone, if you selected pile number 1 or Moon Rising, Truth, this is going to be your reading. So it definitely feels like you have been disconnected from a certain truth. You've been lacking clarity somewhere in your life, and slowly but surely, the moon is rising for you to receive that clarity. All right, let's reveal the rest of your cards. We have Moon in Taurus with Exaltation. Wonderful. Exaltation. We have Sun in Virgo with Achievement. Achievement. Yeah, so it seems to me that the situation is clearing out. Whatever it is that you were pushing against and you felt like there was an energetic block, the situation is definitely clearing out. Let's reveal the rest of your cards. We have, this is the Chariot card. I'm using these cards as oracles because honestly they're so confusing to use in a reading. This deck is quite confusing. And we got Strength. Oh yeah, I remember when I was pre-shuffling your oracle cards, you guys, you got Chariot and Strength that are obviously the cards that follow one another. So clearly you are in a part of your journey where you have decided to take on something, you're committing to something and moving forward with the process with Strength here. This process of committing to something, choosing to consciously move towards a certain direction in your life, that is generating strength. All right, we're gonna see more. We got Capricorn. All right, okay, so definitely a lot of energy of conscious work. It's like you're working on something. With the Chariot here, you're contemplating going on this adventure to achieve something because you're sensing that this could be an exaltation or a more positive time for you emotionally. All right, let's get into your tarot cards and we'll see what you need to hear now. What does pile number 1 need to hear now? We got Knight of Cups and we got the Empress. We got the Moon. Interesting. We got the Hierophant. All right, very spiritual energy right away. And we got Ace of Wands. And finally, we got Page of Swords. Pile number 1. The most important message that I'm receiving in your reading here is grounding, okay? And let me walk you through your cards here. So it's clear to me if you have selected this pile, then you are contemplating some sort of a conscious choice to move forward in your life in one way or another. Perhaps you have an ambition to achieve something. There's something that's calling you. And it is promising you emotional fulfillment. It seems like you have been disconnected from a part of yourself with the truth here for a while now, and finally that truth, slowly but surely, you can sense it. You're not maybe intellectually aware of it 100%, but you are sensing emotional clarity, and that is what's giving you the courage to really follow through with your journey here. Now with Knight of Cups, the Empress and the Moon being in your first row of cards, pile number 1, that means with Knight of Cups, something is calling your heart. There's some sort of a project, some sort of a commitment with Sun in Virgo and Capricorn here, there's some sort of a commitment that is calling your heart. It will require work with Capricorn here, but it is you following your heart with Knight of Cups. Because Knight of Cups is the most emotional knight, right? He is on the hunt for his heart's desires. And it seems to me that your heart's desire has to deal with creativity in one way or another, with the Empress showing up here. You are creating something new. It might be a business, it might be a product, it might be, a creative type of project, but you are definitely called with your heart here to go on this new journey because you're sensing that truth within you. Now, why did I say that the most important message that I'm receiving here is the message of grounding? Once again, we have a lot of themes of Moon in Taurus, right? Sun in Virgo, right? Capricorn. We have all three earth signs present in your reading, and yet all of your tarot cards, none of them have any earth present in there. So this is telling me that right now, pile number one, you might be experiencing a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of intellectual anxiety, right? Because we have the moon here. The moon is a card of illusion, of fear. It's the card that really calls us back towards our old patterns after we have already broken out of them. So it seems to me that you are aware that you are ready to go on this new journey to follow your heart and your creativity with the Empress here. However, you're still kind of standing there energy wise, like there is this kind of blockage to your energy because of the moon, because of fear. And now pile number one, that's why it's really, really important, and it's emphasized in your reading, to ground yourself. You really need to ground yourself right now for you to be able to see the situation clearly and for you to be able to go on this journey that you want to go on to. Because it seems to me the moon here is really gaslighting you and telling you, well, no, things are not going to turn out the way that you're imagining. You're not going to achieve what you're dreaming to achieve. And perhaps it's just all a waste of your time. Moon is delusion, confusion, it's fear. And it's also the phase that follows the star card, right? Making a wish or recognizing truth. So it seems to me you have consciously already grasped some sort of a truth about yourself, what you want to do, where your heart is, and what you want to pursue. However, this moon here is really, really kind of diluting all of this energy and telling you that perhaps you are not meant to be following it. Well, I'm here to tell you, pile number one, that you are meant to be stepping on this journey. This was fated for you to occur. You are meant to live a life of following your creativity and your heart, and you are really meant to be heart-centered. So you seem to be like a person who is very hardworking, very motivated. Like everything is really good in your masculine energy, it seems, because we have, Sun in Virgo, Capricorn here. We have Moon in Taurus here, right? Everything seems to be really balanced in terms of your hard work, ambition, accomplishment. In terms of your masculine energy, things are looking good. But with your feminine energy, your ability to receive, your ability to follow your intuition, your ability to be impulsive and spontaneous, right? That is being blocked. And right now, for you to go on this journey successfully and achieve your dream or your manifestation or your goal in the end, you really need to ground your energy so the moon here doesn't overtake your beautiful journey here. And let's get into your second row of cards here. Pile number one, it is clear to me that you are meant to be a spiritual voice of our generation. And obviously that doesn't have to be a spiritual line of work as per se, right? You don't have to be a tarot reader. You don't have to be a person who writes self-help books. You can just be someone who creates music, right? But you are really revealing the truth, the spiritual truth, to your fandom, and your fandom therefore becomes awakened, right? So what I'm trying to say here with the Hierophant being here, you're presented as someone who is very, very spiritually knowledgeable, someone who is really, really connected to the spirit with Ace of Wands here. Pile number one, right away, I'll tell you, your biggest gift actually is not your hard work, ambition, motivation. It's not your, being able to be the most well-spoken person in the room with Virgo. It seems to me that there's a lot of perfectionism to your pile. Like, this is very, very heavy energy of you have operated within your masculine energy for an extended period of time, and there is a disbalance with your feminine. Okay, pile number one, I'm getting the message more clearly now. This is pretty cool. Okay. Before I lose the line of channeling here, so with the Hierophant here, Ace of Wands here, and Page of Swords, you are really asked to try not to figure out everything intellectually here with Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a young energy of an intellect, right? It's an energy that is curious and excited. It's an energy of like starting school and being so excited for the first day of class because you're like, whoa, this is my dream school. I'm so excited. I'm going to be learning everything that I'm meant to be learning. This is a very young energy, and because you are such a masculinity based person, obviously it doesn't have to be anything in regards to your gender, you understand that, right? But you seem to have been operating within your intellect and your hard work a lot in your life. And right now, pile number one, you are being told that you're all good with hard work. You're all good with pushing. You need to balance out the energy of the feminine actually and the receiving here, because your greatest gift, pile number one, is your ability to channel your connection to the divine. You are a truth seer. You are a very spiritually aware individual, someone who has a direct line of connection with the source here, and this is your greatest gift. But perhaps because there has been this disbalance with the feminine, maybe you have some motherly figure related trauma. That's why there's this fear that's coming to the surface. And I think the fear is really coming to the surface because you're so uncomfortable being irrational, and right now you're asked to really be irrational. They're telling you you don't need to figure it out intellectually. All you need to do is follow your heart here, go on this journey, put in the work like you would normally do, but also stay away from trying to predict the outcome. Stay open, stay curious, so that your energy here can balance out. So let's go back to your message of grounding here, pile number one. Right now, I understand that it might be a bit confusing in your energy because on one hand, you're hearing the call of your heart, and on the other hand, you're like, hell no, I'm not going there because of the moon. But let me just tell you that this is because you're cultivating the strength of character in this journey. You were meant to take on this journey of creativity or channeling something from the divine and putting it out there. This is divinely inspired action. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're being called in the right direction, and intellectually, you won't be able to see things clearly right now. You're asked to really stay curious, stay open, allow your energy to really move past the moon card, because what follows the moon? The sun. So pile number one, please ground your energy here. If you're looking for ways to ground yourself, just ask yourself, what makes me relaxed? What makes my body feel good? What makes me feel really connected to my physical vessel here? Because it seems to me that there's some sort of a dissociation going on within you. It's like you lost a part of yourself and it keeps trying to come to the surface, but you are scared of it. Like you are unconsciously pushing away a part of you that is creative, that is a genius, that is so powerful and so highly, your potential is really high here because you're so directly connected to the source. So please, pile number one, stop gaslighting yourself. Really allow this fear stage to direct you towards grounding, and you will be moving on in no time. Don't worry, once you really can work through this fear here and you're moving towards this journey that you are set out to move on to, you are really moving into a position of authority with the Hierophant here. You're moving on to a position of wisdom. Like you truly will be able to feel like your spiritual wisdom has been integrated once you make this move, and only achievement and success awaits you on the other end. So yeah, pile number one, please, please, please ground your energy. Don't allow the fear to gaslight you out of living your dream life. You were meant to go through this transition, and truly you are much more powerful than you believe yourself to be. This fear is really coming from a place of being not grounded. Like you think too much, your intellect is just taking on way too much, and you need for your mind and your body to rest before you can truly see clearly how this transition is in your divine plan. So yeah, pile number one, thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hi everybody, and welcome to your reading. If you selected pile number two, or Yin Moon, accept help, this is your reading. Accept help. Yin, definitely another message about the feminine. All right, let's reveal the rest of your oracle cards. We have Mercury in Libra with influence, 7. And we have Venus in Aries with lust. So you're lusting after something. Can you maybe be dreaming of fame and recognition? We have Seer of Air. So perhaps pile number two, you want to be recognized for your intelligence. And we have Three of Pentacles here, work, relationships. Finally, we have Fire Rising. Okay, pile number two, with accept help here, and with Three of Pentacles being one of the cards that we have prepared for you, it is clear that the message has to deal with the way that you relate to other people. All right, let's get your tarot cards and we'll see the rest of your reading. What does pile number two need to hear about now? What does pile number two need to hear now? We have Three of Wands and Four of Wands. Marriage, it depicts a marriage here. So Three of Wands, you're getting yourself out of some sort of a situation and moving towards more clarity in your relationships. If you're looking for love, for marriage, wow. If that's what you came here to listen about, definitely positive card. We have Eight of Cups. We have Eight of Coins. 8, 8. Two of Coins. And finally, oh, we have the Tower and the Devil. Okay, this is definitely some confusing energy. Let me think for a second. Okay, I just want to pull one clarifier for the Devil here. Why is the Devil here? We got the Fool. Alright, pile number two. This is going to be a very specific message. I'm pretty confident about what I'm seeing here, so please do not try to make it fit. If it doesn't, check out the other piles. But what I'm seeing here is a balancing out of relationships. You are meant to move into a happy cycle in your relationships, and this reading is going to be particularly helpful for those of you who feel like you have wanted or dreamt or lusted after someone for an extended period of time. You really maybe pursued them energetically. You felt like you were just fantasizing about them, like you were just looking for this ending with that particular person. However, things did not end up being like you envisioned they would be. It seems to me that there's a lot of pain. You are carrying quite a lot. You have been trying to balance the situation. Maybe you don't want to give up on this person yet. But there's definitely, pile number 2, there's definitely a theme of ending a romantic relationship and moving into a new one. So this is a reading only for those of you who are unhappy in your romantic relationship, who feel like you're constantly trying to make it work, but it's just not working. There is an intrinsic toxicity to the relationship because you've rooted yourself somewhere where you do not belong. And let me tell you, pile number 2, a new beginning is awaiting for you. In fact, here, honestly, this very heavily reminds me of toxic and abusive relationship cycles. So I am very, very sorry if you feel like you might be in one of those situations, and you have to recognize that, pile number 2, you can't change people and you can't wait in relationships to be loved and respected. Like, you can't just give people their whole lives to be better people. You know what I mean? You can't just continue waiting and pouring into someone who does not love or respect you in the way that you deserve to be loved and respected. Let me just walk you through your cards here and tell you what I'm seeing and why I'm seeing that. With Venus in Aries and lust here, and it being number 1, this is the most primal energy, right? This tells me a story of you desperately wanting someone, like you were lusting after them. They triggered something within you where you were like, it's only them, no one else will do. I only want this specific person. I'm doing everything to manifest them. And then at some point in your life, there's a transition to truth, to real romantic relationships. Because what does this card represent? Mercury in Libra, right? Adam and Eve are here, and we have the serpent from the Bible story. Traditionally, from Christian perspective, the serpent is considered to be the bad guy, right? Because he is calling Eve and telling her to disobey God. However, in the occult school, the serpent is considered to be a messenger of truth because it reveals to Eve and Adam that they have free will and they actually have much more potential than they were told by God. So the serpent is a positive message here. And 7 signifies spirituality, because these two cards together really signify to me that at some point in your life, you really go based on your primal instinct. So you're really just going after someone that you want, and you want that specific person, and there's no one else that you can see. Perhaps that person is a karmic tie, or you are somehow motivated to be with them through your trauma. You're connected to them in that really heavy psychological sense. But then suddenly there's a transition towards the spiritual partnership that you were meant to find in this lifetime. Now, pile number 2, everything in your reading, your main card here with accept, help, and yin moon, 3 of Pentacles here, they all signify that you can rely on people around you as you transition now. So if you've already ended this toxic cycle and you're just experiencing some grief and pain, that is okay, because your page is now brand new and you're moving into an entirely new cycle. Don't worry, things are not going to be like they were in the past. You don't have to go back to that person. You don't have to regret walking away from them, but you are ready for a new beginning, and it's a happy beginning this time. Again, there's a duality of energy to you. There's a before and after. At first, you're really motivated by instinct, by primal energy in your relationships, and later on with Seer of Air, you gain that perspective to recognize what was really driving you and to walk away from this relationship, this lust, and towards what's truly divinely orchestrated for you. And let me show you how I'm seeing it in your tarot cards. With 3 of Wands, you are pursuing this relationship. That with 4 of Wands, it seems to me that you've finally gotten your happy ending as per se with that person. However, it being followed by 8 of Cups here, again, everything tells me that you're walking away from it. You're making a choice to walk away. With 8 of coins being here, 2 of coins being here, it seems to me that this was a very painful relationship to try and balance. You were really trying to balance it out. Maybe you were doing a lot of manifestations. You just didn't want to accept that you need to walk, but you are walking, okay? And if you're choosing not to, you can expect a tower moment. And the devil being here, really, like, okay, let me just show you why precisely I couldn't interpret cards in any other way. I pulled the tower and the devil, right? And then I decided to clarify the devil here, and it's the fool. So what is the devil? The devil is an illusion, right? You have an illusion that's keeping you trapped, that you cannot start again, that you can't get this new beginning. Something is preventing you from walking away and starting this new cycle. And believe me, pile number 2, if you don't do it, universe will, okay? And I'm just going to share a little bit about my experience in my toxic relationship in case any one of you want to listen to this. But I've gone through this where basically I've met someone who, I don't know what kind of shadow they triggered, but I really didn't like them as an individual. Later on, I understood there was literally nothing that I liked about them, but I was obsessed with them. Like, I was in love with them. I wanted him to be like the one, you know. I really tried to manifest everything from him, but he was a very broken and abusive individual to me, and he was very obviously stuck in his own cycles. And at some point, you know, I moved across the country for him. I'm such you guys, you know, spirituality is a heavy subject, and I have not made the best decisions in my life, but I have moved across the country there basically, and then I have received very, very unhappy news about my immigration here in America, and I had to basically go back home for a year because literally it was my tower moment, okay? Because instead of being focused on my own journey, all I was doing is following this guy and manifesting him to be in love with me. And we were in a relationship and he was getting better, honestly. Like, things were working out sometimes, but it's like I was trying to fit a piece of a puzzle somewhere where it didn't belong. And then literally I was forced to leave the country and not see them for a year for me to gain the clarity that I needed. So pile number 2, if you are in a situation where you are not loved, respected, and honored for your truth, where you don't wake up every day and you feel like, my gosh, I am so honored and privileged to be with this person, then you don't need it. What are you holding on for? Let me just tell you, I am now married, happily married with the love of my life. Like, this marriage had truly opened my eyes to how stupid like my pursuits were in the past, how I was really obsessed with people because my trauma and my emotions were driving me. And I was really like, I'm not gonna let them go. I'm going to manifest them regardless. It doesn't matter how abusive they are. I'm gonna manifest them to change. But why do that if you already in your soul have planned to meet the love of your life and it's a different person? If, let's just say, I stayed with my abusive partner back in the day that I wanted to be with and I was manifesting to be with, and we were living together, you know, if I stayed with him, I would have never met the love of my life, someone who, my God, like, I can go on and on about how wonderful my husband is, how kindly he treats me, how he encourages every single step of my dream journey, and how it's all just so beautiful in our relationship. And you truly here with the influence card here with Mercury and Libra, you were meant to experience that divine soul orchestrated partnership. Your soul has been set out to meet this person in a lifetime. And right now, by staying in a dark cycle and not breaking out of it, you're just postponing the time that you're meeting your love. So really, pile number 2, I'm really, really sorry if you are in a very dark place in your relationship. I, more than anyone, really understand what it's like to continuously stay with someone who hurts us. And if that is your case, I'm just going to tell you, it's not going to get better. And you don't need it to get better. All you need to do is to get yourself out of the situation, because you will be in a new, entirely new journey. And this way, the energy can finally clear out for you to receive the love of your life, someone that your soul orchestrated to meet in a lifetime here, someone you were meant to marry, someone you were not meant to leave. Yeah, pile number 2. I mean, this was a very, very specific message. I'm sure it's only for a few of you. I'm very sorry about what you're going through in your relationship. And once again, please understand that right now, in order to transition into this new phase of your life, you really need to rely on the people around you who love you, accept help. Three of Pentacles here. You have soulful connections in your life here that can carry you out of this pain, that can help you through this. So please ask for help, accept help, lean into this new journey of beginning new. So yeah, pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. I am praying for you and wishing you the most love and excitement on your journey. I know that this is happening regardless, because I told you, if you don't walk, the universe will make it happen, okay? Because that's what happened to me, and I really, really just sense the same situation here. So please allow yourself to transition through this process smoother without waiting for this divine intervention. Because when the divine intervention really hits in the tower, that's much more painful than if you just walked consciously. Honestly, it was just so painful, and it had to deal with so many other aspects of my life where I had to live in a different country for a whole year. But yeah, so thank you so much for doing this reading for me. If you liked it and it resonated, please give it a like. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! Hi there, everyone. If you selected pile number 3 or the blood moon, courage, this is going to be your reading. Oh yeah, you got a synchronicity here. I remember when shuffling your oracle cards, you got Mars in Virgo with authority, and you got Jupiter in Taurus with status. Wow. So definitely a very positive reading. It seems like you are moving towards some pentacles, you're moving towards some resources and some upgrades in your lifestyle. We also got Magician. Is this the Magician card? I need to double check. We got Student of Earth. Student of Earth. And finally, we got Fire Sunset. All right. Very, very powerful energy here, okay? Very, very, very powerful energy. Let me just double check that this is the Emperor real quick. All right, pile number 3, I was wrong. This is not at all the Magician or the Emperor. I don't know what I was talking about with the Emperor here. This is Ace of Cups, and the word that defines this card is beauty. All right, so let's get into your tarot cards and see what you need to hear now. What do you need to hear now? Pile number 3. What is pile number 3 need to hear now? We have King of Cups. All right, emotional fulfillment right away. We have 5 of Cups. Change. 5 of Coins. My apologies. We have 8 of Swords. A 5 of Cups. The Empress. And we got Page of Swords and the Hierophant. Alright, this showed up in pile number 1. Pile number 2 was very, very specific, so I don't think it's related to any of the other piles. Alright, pile number 3. This is a very similar message to pile number 1, but it's much more focused on your thought patterns and on working through blockages within your thought patterns. Let me show you what I'm seeing here. So pile number 3, congratulations. you are moving towards a new era of your life with the Empress, Page of Swords, the Hierophant being here. You are seemingly someone who is a very creatively in tune individual. You're channeling directly from the source with the Empress here, and you're also someone who is very powerfully emotionally connected to your creativity. However, with Five of Coins being here, Eight of Swords being here, and Five of Cups being here, there is a strong emphasis on the fact that you are manifesting certain entrapments and lacks in your life, and you're really asked to rely on your spiritual wisdom here to work through these blockages so you can really move into this new life as an Empress here. With status and authority being here, obviously you were meant to be in a position of power. You were meant to be recognized for your creative gift in one way or another. It seems to me that you are a very spiritual individual, student of earth. You know, you are someone who really was set out to figure out how the physical realm works. With Ace of Cups being here, there's something that is calling your heart. King of Cups being here. So you're presented as someone who can really channel their emotions into art, into creativity, who can really use that as a way to guide them through life. A person who is very, very connected to their emotional well-being. And with Ace of Cups being here, there's something that's piquing your attention in your emotions, something that's calling your heart. However, it seems to me that perhaps you're already in a pretty stable position in your life as student of earth here. Perhaps you don't want to walk away from whatever it is that you have created. Maybe you've already created some sort of a big success, some sort of a financial abundance, but you are really not wanting to move from this grounded energy and to listen and look at your emotions. However, pile number 3, there is a strong message of you taking on a new creative projects with Page of Swords looking directly at the Empress. Something is really calling you to channel your spiritual wisdom, your knowledge through some sort of a creative project here. However, there is something in your aura that is blocking you being able to hear your emotions well. And with courage being here, this really tells me that it has to deal with fear. Fear is keeping you stuck because Eight of Swords is represented normally as a card of a blindsided or blindfolded woman who stands there surrounded by a bunch of swords, right? She can just take off her blindfold, take a sword and go, but she feels trapped. She feels stuck. And with Five of Coins being here and a Five of Cups being here, it tells me that is precisely because you have not been honoring yourself in the way that you need to. You've not been honoring your emotions, and your mind is really getting the best of you here. Your mind is telling you stories about how there's lack. There's Five of Coins traditionally is a card of limiting beliefs, right? It's lack mentality. It's thinking that you're not going to move into financial stability. It's believing that things will always be this way and they will never change. You'll always be in the cold, right? And you are stuck here with Eight of Swords. And this tells me with Five of Cups being here, you are stuck because of your lack of clarity about the situation. And the lack of clarity comes with your mindset. So your mindset, pile number 3, this is very, very heavily stressed in your pile here. You are asked to watch your thoughts, to really quiet down your thoughts so you can finally move from a place in your life where you feel like you're constricted, you lack resources, and towards emotional fulfillment. There's like an inconsistency to you. It's like on one hand, all of your emotions and your creative talent are calling you in a certain direction, and you feel in your bones that that direction is actually precisely where you're meant to be. This is where you're going to get your Nine of Pentacles, or your status and authority. This is where you're going to get your, your fulfillment. But your limiting beliefs, your perspective on the situation here is in one way or another gaslighting you from taking on this project. There seems to me to be like a limbo of energy there where you are so rooted in your limiting beliefs here that it's really hard for you to move forward. And in order for you to move forward, pile number 3, there is a strong emphasis on honoring your emotional well-being, following your heart, really moving into this transition as you watch your thoughts and quiet your mind. So if you practice meditation or any other methods of controlling the monkey brain, right, this is really asked of you at this time, because you really need to address the root cause of these limiting beliefs. Why do you think that life can only be lack? Because clearly you are meant to move into an abundance, authority, status. You are meant to really embody there's a lot of potential here. Okay, you know what this pile is really giving me, pile number 3? You have like an huge, humongous amount of potential. Perhaps you were born spiritually enlightened, but you know how they say that power is a great responsibility because it can also destroy you? This is a very, very similar feeling here. It's like you gave your power away to a mindset because of some sort of pain or suffering that you went through, maybe some sort of trauma related to your childhood. You gave your power away to those thoughts, and now you believe them to be true, and that's why you are not hearing the call of your intuition, of your body, of your emotions. All of your truth is asking you, please be courageous and start moving in this direction that is calling you with the Empress here. Please move through the fear. Even if you're afraid, continue moving through the fear and really, really work on settling down, quieting down this monkey brain of yours. Because look here, 5 of Cups is looking directly at 8 of Swords. So this tells me that your lack of manifestation of certain resources or finances, it's really because of your mindset at this point. It's not the external circumstance that is keeping you where you are. It's your mindset. You might be unconsciously manifesting limitations in your physical realm, especially in your ability to manifest money and financial abundance, because you got stuck in this intellectual kind of energy here. And everything in your reading tells you, please pay attention to your emotional well-being. Please ground your energy here and start moving, start taking bold steps towards your destiny. Because this 8 of Swords situation, it's not going to work itself through. This is an energy that is trapped within you. It needs to be worked through by your conscious effort. It's not like something is going to happen in your life and you'll never feel this way anymore. This is something that you need to address within you, so externally the world can finally reflect that change. Now with the Hierophant being here, again, this is a very similar theme to pile number 1 and a lot of my other readings. Honestly, I think a lot of us are in a very similar place right now as a spiritual community, as spiritual people. You are asked to follow through with some sort of a creative project that channels your spiritual wisdom. So maybe you have always had it on your mind that you need to write, an autobiography about your spiritual experiences, or maybe you have a particular area of interest that you want to channel the spiritual energy into. I'm not sure whether the nature of your work is spiritual. All I can tell you is it's calling your heart, it's creative in nature, and it will require that you take on an energy of a student. You approach this not with this limiting mindset of Eight of Swords, but rather with curiosity and excitement, because this is a young energy here. So pile number 3, what you need to hear is your status, your authority, your financial abundance are literally on the precipice of being served into your life. But you really need to signify to fate, the universe, to life, that you're ready to go on this journey. And how do we signify that? We take action, right? Within the physical realm, we need to take physical action to let the world know that's where we stand, because our action expresses what we believe in most of the time, right? So allow yourself to get out of this self-imprisonment and move towards creation of this project that's meant to channel this spiritual wisdom. Because as soon as you start moving in that direction, as soon as you start really watching your thoughts and not letting them get the best of you, these 5 of Coins and 5 of Cups, they are both, 5s are changes, right? As you move through this uncomfortable change, because you will have to work through the mindset, and there's fear that comes up to the surface. That fear, that limitation will once and for all be done in your life, and you're finally transitioning into a part of your life where you're receiving your crown, your abundance, your success, right? Jupiter with status. You are meant to receive status and abundance. There is this financial energy waiting for you to receive it, but you really need to consciously work through the self-limiting cycle and move into your creative pursuit, because that in itself will open up the energy for you to turn the page and for you to really move towards your destiny. You are asked to be courageous. Perhaps for the last time, within this cycle. Last time, just be courageous. Really, really take on this energy of curiosity, and you will be done with the cycle of lack and limitation once and for all. So, yeah. Pile number 3, this is all that I see here. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.